Yeah, exactly. It shouldn't. I don't know why. No one's out here really farming. And the people who are farming don't care.
No.
They're up when they need to be up regardless.
They don't care about time. All they care about is that Monsanto cash.
Right? They're out here just rubbing those heads of lettuce.
That's how you farm lettuce. Did you know that?
Yeah. You have to stroke the lettuce gently.
You wake up in the morning, you put your boots on, you go out into the field, and you just rub the heads of the lemon.
Yeah.
Lettuce.
Both.
Yeah.
It also works for lemons. It's not as well. With lemons, you have to scream at them.
Yeah. Like,
and then you have to rub their head afterwards. Like yeah.
You ripen up right now.
Yeah, you son of a bitch. Hi, everyone.
Hey.
And welcome to Mean Girls Interrupted.
Mean Girls Interrupted.
The movie review
podcast. Featuring cat screams in the background.
Yells. Yep. You can hear him now. That's Samson, everyone. For those of you who can hear him, he's real mad.
Yeah, he's bald and he's angry.
He's angry because he is bald. He never had a chance.
Yeah, he didn't have a chance at hair, which is unfortunate. Just kidding.
No, I like it. It's really weird though. You've been around them.
Yeah, I just think it's funny that they get that dirt clings to them, because I assumed that they would be just squeaky clean all the time because they're hairless, but they are porous. They are porous, and so they do get dirty, just as we would get dirty.
They get very dirty, which is really weird, because I'm like, where in the hell have you been? What in the chimney sweep? I'm not kidding. I had to give them a bath last week. John, they leave rings in the bathtub. Rings of dirt. Yeah. And I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Where is this coming from?
At least with the other cats, it's they have all that hair that doesn't really pick up all the dirt. And I don't know. I don't have a cat.
That's okay. Honestly, if you guys have cats, just throw them in the trash.
Yeah.
They're not worth it.
Just put them into a pillowcase and tie that pillowcase up and throw it into some garbage, and then they'll have their own cat adventure.
Yep.
With
starring cats.
Yeah. with James Corden and Dame Judi Dench. And
that is exactly what
Sir
that movie
Ian
was.
McKellen.
That movie was throw the cat in the garbage. All of a sudden, you're in a cult.
Right. Which is basically what a cult is. It's just garbage.
Cat cult.
Cult.
That movie is a trip, dude.
It wasn't as trippy as it was super annoying.
It was okay. You know how they say hindsight is 20/20?
Uh-huh.
I had not watched that movie, and neither had you before we did. Yeah. Now, afterwards, I'm saying hindsight is 20/20. We never should have watched that movie.
Does it haunt you? Is that why?
John, I think about the Rebel Wilson scene where she's trying to eat the cockroaches that are screaming. And I was like, what in the front door?
Yeah.
That movie is not good.
It's bad. It's very bad.
It's really a terrible movie.
Yeah.
But speaking of, but it didn't have, and it had a ton of controversy surrounding it, which leads us into the movie we're reviewing today.
Lovely segue. And what are we reviewing and talking about and discussing today here on Oscar Sunday? At the time of recording, we are recording this on a Sunday, which is Oscar Sunday, which is happening in a few hours, just right down the block from me, no less.
John, it's gay Super Bowl. Who are you going to go tackle?
I'm going to go tackle Brie Larson. Brie Larson for sure.
Tackle Brie Larson, just because I feel like she could put up a fight.
Yeah, and I don't think Aubrey Plaza is going to be there, because I don't think she's in a nominated movie, but she should have been. She should have been.
John, you know what? You should just go over there and just find everyone in the movie Women Talking. There's so many.
I'm just going to find them and not do anything else.
Don't do anything. Just find them.
I'll be like, found you. And
they're going to look at you like, what?
Yeah. You're a woman. Can you talk?
Yeah, Women Talking.
Women Talking. I don't know what. That's the Mennonite movie, correct?
I'm not sure.
I believe they're Mennonites.
Yes.
Yeah.
That is.
Yeah, it's very fundamentalist Mormon community.
Oh, it's very we churn our own butter energy.
Yeah, it's giving like Amish, but with like a little more extremism.
Yeah. Still no electricity.
Yeah. You got to have electricity.
There's no electricity in them marriages. There's no electricity in them houses.
The sparks are nowhere. Let's see.
Oh, To Leslie. That's the movie we're doing.
Yes.
Sorry, everyone.
Which is it is shrouded in controversy, and I'm glad you brought it up.
I want to say this though, and here's where I actually disagree with people being upset about her surprise nomination. And I said that with air quotes.
Yeah.
Because just because she didn't have a major studio backing her, it's not fair for an indie film to be left in the dust, especially one with acting and I'm going to say this right now, as incredible as this.
Yeah.
By literally every person in this movie.
Yeah. And I didn't realize Allison Janney was in it.
John, I wanted to bring that up to you this morning. John, that was the first thing I woke up to thinking. I was like, Allison Janney is a badass dude. She is an amazing actor.
She just does things.
John, she looked so Texas, and I cannot explain to you guys who don't know what that looks like.
Yeah.
Everything about her looked Texas.
It was, I mean, for people who don't know, haven't experienced small town Texas, this is small town Texas. It's very accurate.
Which is weird. And it's not this cowboy stereotype. It's like this hardened. She just looked it too. The makeup department, the whatever wig or hair, maybe that's her real hair. John,
I loved the concealer around her eyes that didn't match the rest of her skin tone. And I'm like, yes, it's because all what you do in West Texas, if you are a lady or a person who wears makeup, is you have very limited resources and you don't do the internet after a certain age. And so you go down to the Walgreens and you don't watch YouTube videos to find your match. You just pick the thing that in your mind you think is going to work.
For real, you are at the Piggly Wiggly. There's a broken mirror. You have no clue of that foundation. Yeah. It's been
in the sodium vapor lighting. Yes, of course it matches.
John, I just want to say, like, I don't agree with the controversy. I'm actually glad she got the surprise
me too,
nom.
because you're right, to your point. And I think she was attacked.
I think so too. I don't think it's fair.
I think the studios came for her. And because this is an indie film, there are indie films that are released by like imprints of like Universal and Disney, which is Fox and all the stuff, and they claim to be independent films. No.
Fox Searchlight is not independent, everyone.
It's Disney.
So don't get it twisted. They're under they say they're independent.
Focus Features is Universal and all that kind of shit. So this is. It was Momentum, I believe. Let's see here. Yeah, Momentum Pictures. It's just this. It's like a Canadian distribution company.
John, like for them to literally be mad about this, it's like, you're just mad because you spent a shit ton of money
whenever you didn't have to.
Yeah, because they found a way to do it.
Yeah,
and without spending any money. Word of mouth.
Well, they spent some, and I believe, So Andrea Riseborough is who we're talking about, by the way.
Andrea Riseborough, dude, I was like, I don't know who this is.
We stan.
She was amazing, dude.
Also, if you don't know who she is, I think her whole controversy definitely boosted her profile. So
yeah, because John,
any attention is good attention.
I don't know what Andrea Riseborough's in.
I wonder if she's going to be there tonight.
Honestly, she better be, with her little pixie haircut.
Oh yeah, she does
with
have
her red
pixie now.
With her red pixie haircut and her deep red lips.
She so she plays who I'm calling Tiffany Pollard in Matilda the musical. She plays the mom. The bitchy mom.
Oh my.
Travis's mind has just blown to bits.
John, that's her?
That's her.
I
It's quite
oh
a
my God.
transformation. I would
Wait,
say.
okay. Hold up. She's an English actress?
Yeah.
John,
You couldn't even tell. You couldn't even clock it.
honestly, I thought she grew up in a trailer park.
She
An
does
American
have
trailer park, not an English trailer park, like an American trailer park.
Yeah. She's quite a classy gal in real life.
That is crazy because here's the thing. The mom in the Matilda the musical was my favorite part. And I remember mentioning the beginning sequence with her in the chair being like, I'm not pregnant.
What?
Yeah. Wow. Okay,
Sounding
that
like
just takes
Adele.
it to another level.
Yeah, it does. And she was in this cool movie that is directed by the same director, Brandon Cronenberg, who's Cronenberg's child. He directed Infinity Pool with Mia Goth.
I was going to say
we haven't seen yet.
Wait, is it out?
Yeah.
John.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness. I didn't even know it was out yet. I mean, if it's a Cronenberg, of course it's going to be insane.
Yeah. So she starred in his movie before Infinity Pool called Possessor, which is crazy, but it took me a while to get into it. But once I did, it gets really dark and really great.
Oh.
Yeah.
I didn't know that was a thing that existed, and now I'm going to have to hunt it down.
Yeah, I think it's on Hulu or something.
I have to, we have to watch Infinity Pool. I mean, obviously
we have to do it.
Hot ass Alexander Skarsgård and
work
and our mother, Mia Goth.
Yes. Mommy Goth.
Mommy Goth. She is my mom. I don't know if she's anybody else's mom, but this is a Mia Goth stan podcast. Mm-hmm. She can do no wrong in my eyes.
It's very, very true.
She can do no wrong in my eyes. And she is a literal a scream queen, which, by the way, I live for.
Yeah. You know who else is technically now is what's her face? Wednesday Addams.
Wednesday Addams.
Yeah. What's her face?
Jenna Ortega.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Also, did you see the poster for Scream 6? I know I said I was never going to watch Scream 6, but guess what? They brought back Kirby from Scream 4, which was one of my favorite Screams.
Oh, Hayden Panettiere.
Yep. They brought her back.
How did they bring her back? How do they work that character into this one? Because it's like, didn't she exist in a version of Scream that was very meta and not real? I don't know. I can't remember.
It's okay. Listen, they found a way to do it, and they're not spoiling how they brought her back or the absence of Neve Campbell, which I was reading. But the poster for Scream 6 looks really cool, and whoever designed it, it says Scream, and then at the end they add the little
I was like, clever marketing.
That is really clever.
It's like, look, but we're not here to. Whatever intern was working that day was very smart, and sorry your company stole your idea.
And also you didn't get paid for it. That is very, very sad.
Yeah. I think all the best ideas probably come from the interns.
Yeah, and then they just
hand it to some old white guy.
Yep, and that's unfortunate.
He's like, thank you for that. Now I'm going to shit on you.
Yeah. Oh, by the way, today's your last day.
Yeah.
You've given us everything we could possibly need.
Thank you so much. You're fired.
Don't worry about gathering your things. We've thrown them all in the garbage.
Yeah. Also, I don't remember any of my passwords to my phones. Can you just write those down on a napkin, please?
I don't know how to open a PDF document.
Yeah. How do I
edit this?
How do I technology? And Andrea Riseborough. Oscar nominated. Dark horse.
Honestly, John, I love that you just called her a dark horse because she really is the definition of a dark horse.
Oh, she just went on in there. They harness the power of social media
and Captain Planet.
Yes, but they combined their powers, their assets, and all of their. They networked the hell out of it, and they blatantly asked for you to vote for them, which I don't think you're supposed to do.
But you know what? People still voted for them.
Yeah, and the Oscars met about it after the surprise nomination. And because I think people complained. My opinion is that there were nominees in the category who knew who knew the campaign tactics and complained.
Here's the thing, though. What's crazy to me is it's like they want you to spend money to be subtle about asking for an Oscar nomination. That's why they do it.
We're not talking $5.
No, we're talking millions upon millions of cash monies just for someone to get an Oscar nomination.
Yes.
Here's the thing.
So yes.
Let me say this.
Sorry, I got excited.
Just hold that thought for 2 seconds.
I'm holding it.
Who cares if they ask you outright to vote for them? You don't have to vote for them. I'm going to be like, John, would it be cool? Would it be cool if you gave me $10,000? You can either say yes or no. That's how it works.
Yes.
So
that is how that works.
They either say yes or no. Who cares if I ask you outright to do it?
Yes, it's because it is a crazy racket situation.
Because it's stupid.
Yeah, so you have to buy the ad space. You have to buy ad space just to get it out there. Your campaign through the ads cost an alarming amount of money. Yeah. And so, like I really seriously haven't even seen a billboard of To Leslie. Like it's always like online stuff, digital things.
But that's also where everyone is.
Yeah.
Everyone's in their phones or on their tablets. It's actually better marketing than putting it. Yes, everyone loves a billboard. I love a billboard when it's done right. But guess what? A billboard isn't going to do shit when I'm scrolling through Instagram and I can get a 20-minute clip of this movie I might be interested in.
Right. And you just expand the reach to the Academy voters who aren't driving down Sunset Boulevard.
Yeah.
But,
I'm sorry. 20-second clip, not 20-minute. May as well just start the whole fucking movie.
Yeah.
But really.
But yeah, so I watched this channel on YouTube called Be Kind Rewind, and it's this, I forgot the woman's name, but she does like Hollywood based like audio essays but she has like visuals to it, of course, and like she's very smart, has all these sources, cites her sources, and has like she does like she's an essayist basically. And so she did one on this whole scandal, and I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, that makes, just paints a clearer picture of like why it even was an issue to begin with. And
it's money. Yeah,
and like what could have been the reason why others would have been up in arms. Like the studios would have been like, hey, we spent $150 million campaigning for Cate Blanchett's Tar, which is Universal.
Sorry, your fucking loss.
Yeah, it's like, sorry you put it on Peacock.
Okay, that's actually a really good roast. Whoops.
So apparently, even with the Academy itself gets money because you can't. So you're restricted. You cannot do your own individual email blasts as a campaign.
It has to be solicited.
It has to be solicited through and paid for by the Academy itself. So the Academy will do the email blast spamming on your behalf to the voters themselves. But each email costs $2,000.
What?
So if you want to do it more than once, and if you want to do it on the regular, like maybe once a week, that's $2,000 a week. And the campaign season lasts for months. And if you want to be really aggressive, it's going to be even higher. So it's just like one example of that. And also you have to pay for Academy screenings as well. Like Academy hosted screenings. Yeah. My facts aren't completely right, but this is what I gleaned from that video. And so I'm like, oh my gosh, this is like such a cash cow. And so Momentum and Andrea Riseborough, yes, they did like a screening or two and like formally did it. Became eligible for the Academy Awards, but yeah,
I love it. I love it.
They went down and dirty and they got clever.
Good. And guess what? More power to them, because here's the thing. When you don't have that kind of money, but you do have the kind of role that Andrea Riseborough played.
Yeah.
That actually would be a snub, because I'm going to tell you right now, listen, I love Angela Bassett to here and back, but controversial opinion here. I never thought ever anyone within a Marvel Cinematic Universe movie would be nominated
for an Oscar
because it doesn't make sense.
No, the roles aren't that
they're not deep,
rich. Yeah,
they're not deep. Despite,
and also there's so many characters that there's not enough like screen time to technically give them like that meaty arc that to really do a whole performance.
Yeah, and maybe I'm wrong. I don't know. That's my opinion. My opinion truly doesn't matter at the end of the day because Angela Bassett is a bad bitch.
Yeah, Angela Bassett is amazing in everything she does.
Everything she does. So, you know what? Good for her because she's going to be the only person ever in the history of Marvel to be nominated for an Oscar in one of those movies.
You know what? If Andrea Riseborough, if she wins tonight, I hope she's there. And I hope that she gets up and does like the most scathing acceptance speech to indict the whole institution because they totally came for her.
They came for her. But guess what? They literally tried to blackball her over her not giving them money. And here's the thing. They would totally carry her on stage. Pig's blood everywhere, but vegan.
Right.
Vegan pig's blood. Yeah. Because, you know, that's the only way.
Yeah. You know, these are these elitist systems that, you know, you got to pay to play in Hollywood.
That's so lame. Dude, it's so lame.
But does it surprise you, Travis?
No, not one bit. How much did this movie cost to make, by the way? Like 4 paper clips?
Just, I don't know. She took a pay cut for sure. So it doesn't say here, but they made $34,000 theatrically.
She did this. They all did this movie for free.
They did it for free.
They all did this movie for free. It made $34,000.
Yeah, I hope that they have, you know, gained their money back on the video sales.
Dude. Well, honestly, when I heard about this, I did not care in the beginning. Then the more I read about it, and the more I thought, wow, this is a racket. Like, good for them. That's when I was like, let's switch to watch To Leslie because it makes way more sense than watching All Quiet on the Western Front.
Yeah.
We need to end the Oscar season on a controversy.
Always. Last year was a slap in the face, literally.
Yeah, it was a huge slap in the face. I can't believe it's been a whole year since the slap happened.
Nobody could stop talking about it. Slappened. It's slappened. So.
All over Will Smith. Listen, everyone. Will Smith is never going to win an Oscar.
He did that night.
And he shouldn't have.
He slapped Chris Rock and then got an Oscar.
I don't even care about the slap. I don't. Listen, they're two grown men fighting. That's not my problem. We're two straight guys that I do not care about.
Yeah, you're two toxic males. Cool, great.
I don't think. Here's just me once again. I truly don't think Will Smith is a very great actor.
You know, me neither.
I think that he is. I think that he is
a competent, serviceable jobs.
Listen, everyone. I can't act for shit. I could act myself out of a wet paper bag.
I can't do that.
I'm just telling you, from an outsider's perspective, there are people that are far superior.
Yeah. But are they willing to pay to play?
That's, John, that's the question.
Because he won for Emancipation, which is Apple TV Plus, and you know they have money to throw around.
Yeah, they do, because our phones cost like $3,000.
We paid for that Oscar win.
John, we paid for that Oscar, and I'm not okay with it.
Yeah, was last year whenever Coda won Best Picture, or was that the year before? I can't remember. It's all bleeding together.
I'm not sure, but it really shocks me.
But it does not for Coda. The Coda was also technically like an indie vibes thing.
No, not Coda.
Apple. Yeah.
Not Coda, but that Apple keeps hitting it because they did the same now with what is it? The Turnpike movie.
Yeah.
What is that one that we watched with Jennifer Lawrence?
I wish it was called Turnpike, but it's called Causeway.
It should have been called Turnpike.
Also Brian Tyree Henry is right up in there.
Honestly, love him. He's great. He's great.
Yeah, because he's like supporting actor.
I
hope he wins.
Great.
But he's up against the two Banshees of Ed Sheeran.
That one's going to be a tough one to beat, I think.
Yeah, but Brian Tyree Henry was like really, really good.
He's incredible. Also, he was my favorite part of Train Games or whatever that fucking movie's
I wish
called.
that was called Train Games too, but unfortunately they called it Bullet Train.
Yeah. Train. I cannot keep my titles correct.
Yeah. So what are we watching today? I mean, what are we doing?
We're watching To Leslie.
To Leslie.
We're already 25 minutes in, but there's not a lot to explain about this movie.
No, there's really not. But let's
It goes pretty quickly, which I loved.
1 minute under 2 hours, so thank goodness to Leslie.
Thank God.
They were like, you know what? We can't hit the 2. We have to keep it 1:59:29.
When I know, just like me, you checked the timestamp. I said, girl, if this is 3 hours.
I'm traumatized. I can't do it. I will not see Avatar because of that. I'm like, what are you going to do? What, James Cameron's going to masturbate on screen for 3+ hours?
Yeah, honestly, I'm not sitting in a movie theater for 3.5 hours trying not to piss.
It's crazy. You know what? I don't do that in theaters. I get up and I go to the bathroom and I take as long as it takes. I'm not running.
No.
And I'm going to stop by the refreshments on the way back. And then I'm going to get back to my seat and ask them to rewind it.
Yeah, be like, hey, I missed a few. Hey, could somebody mind catching me up here? Just like screaming it in the theater.
Right. It's like, hey, what happened?
Yeah. Sorry, I was gone. What happened?
And then some like disembodied voice from like the darkness is like, well.
Yeah. Actually, it would be really funny. They're like, oh, whoa, I missed it. That'd be a good sketch.
Yeah, you know, that's what we're missing in American society is like a sense of humor, clanship, and a community, and helping each other out
when we need it.
Yeah, we're just too individualistic.
We are. What happened to togetherness?
Togetherness.
COVID took it all away.
Yeah, COVID was like, you know what? We need to actually come together to get through things sometimes. And then people just got sick of it. They're like, no.
No, and there were people who didn't even try, and that just showed you. It's like there was never togetherness. I think if anything,
people were like that sounds like a good idea, but no.
Yeah, if anything, COVID not only was here to kill people, but also to break people's minds.
Yes. I feel like my mind definitely broke, but let's not go down that path.
We're not going to go down the COVID road because the road we're going down is a dirt road, and it's in Texas.
Yeah, it's West Texas.
It's West Texas, and everyone, we're talking about the movie To Leslie.
To Leslie. To Riseborough. To Andrea Riseborough. And so Andrea Riseborough plays Leslie.
Yes, she does.
And she is
Lee for short.
Talk about down on your luck.
Uh-oh.
After being really up on your luck.
I mean, she was pretty up on her luck. $190,000 win. That's pretty up on your luck.
In West Texas?
Yeah, when a house costs like, I don't know,
$2.
Yeah, and a sloppy hand job, like, come on.
Yeah. I mean, I would. Like,
yeah.
That's the kind of real estate that I want to be a part of.
Yeah, me as well.
Nothing that requires me to get cash money because for some reason, my brain doesn't know how to bring in cash.
John, all mine does is burn through it.
People know how to just bring in cash.
I can't.
It escapes me.
And she also doesn't know how, which is why she's lucky she won the lottery.
Yeah, she knows how to buy a lot of booze.
John, can I tell you? This is so crazy. I actually have a very similar story about a coworker of mine when I used to work at Tony's Kitchen.
Oh, wow. Really?
He won $50,000 on a scratch-off ticket, spent just enough money to fix the roof of his house, bought a truck that was used, okay? Burned the rest of it at a bar, and then got a DUI from it and didn't have enough money to get his truck out. The lottery, like, literally ruined him. And all he won was $50,000. That's it. that much money when you have nothing and you don't know what to do with it.
Right.
Watching this, I was like, I know a person where this similar thing has happened to.
And that's what, I mean, I think everybody knows a Leslie. Everybody knows a Leslie.
I am the Leslie, but somehow I've made it out. Oh no. I was on Leslie. Listen, I was on Leslie's level at one point. Let's call a spade a spade.
I thought you were going to say Leslie's List.
Oh, I was on Leslie's list too. That's a different list. It's like Craigslist, but it's a little different. We can't talk about it. It's I signed a contract.
Exclusive. You gotta pay to play.
So I was watching this being like, man, if I were her, I would have also left my child.
I mean, I would have without $190,000.
I don't need alcohol to realize you're 13. Good luck.
Look, every emergency room is a safe drop spot. It's on the door. It's legal. It's you won't get arrested. It's just you leave it there and you go. You
just have to go. Even when they're 13, you swaddle them up and you put them in a giant basket and you leave them outside of a fire station.
And there's literally no shame around it.
No, because who cares if that child can talk?
Yeah, there are people out there who can't have children that would make amazing parents. And that's where they need to go.
If you're a bad parent, it's fine for you to just admit defeat. Let that child have a chance to grow and live.
Yeah, don't pull a Leslie and ruin its life.
After, So, that's basically how the movie starts too. Her coming back into her child's life
after
6 years of just being gone,
both mentally and physically gone. We don't get into the nitty gritty details of what had happened. We just catch up with her. She doesn't have any money and she is homeless and she is forced to call her 19-year-old son, who she abandoned. To basically couch surf.
She wanted to couch surf and get drunk, and she did for 6 years.
She lived that life, and so she goes to live with him, and he has managed to not become a drug addict, and he is working in construction. It's a good job. He has a 2-bedroom apartment,
but he shares it with his roommate Darren.
Oh, right, with his roommate Darren. Yes, that's true. And so, but he gives his bedroom to his mom.
Very nice of him.
Very nice. Give her some dignity. Yeah. Yeah, but so he's like, so rule 1 is absolutely no drinking.
Yep.
She's like, the only rules.
Yeah. She's like, she goes, baby, I don't drink like that no more. That's what she says, baby. I don't drink like that no more.
Oh, and that's a bold-faced lie. Because he's like, going to work, are you going to be okay? She's like, yeah.
Yep. And then she starts rummaging through. And I was like, girl.
As soon as the door closes and he's out, she looks through all the pockets.
Everything in his drawer. She manages to find some crumpled up money and goes and buys a tall bottle of vodka that she immediately opens in the store and takes a drink out of, which I thought was hilarious.
That was such like a cute detail where I was like, oh my God, she has a problem.
She has a serious problem.
She has an illness. At first I was like, okay, so what level of alcoholism are we dealing with here? So that told me everything.
Yeah. She opens it in the store, takes a drink. The lady's like, get out of here. And she flips her off and continues drinking straight from the neck of the bottle.
And slowly backs out. And she's just like,
and her wedges, dude.
I was like, okay, yeah, this is who we are. This is what we're dealing with. We all know it to Leslie.
Yeah.
To Leslie isn't your garden variety alcoholic.
No.
She is the type where her body actually can't function without it.
Like she has to have it, or the situation is dire.
Or yeah, her body will start to shut down, and she's like a delirium tremens kind of a situation.
Yes, which by the way, if any of you know anybody like this or are like this, there are places you can get help from, because for real, if you try to quit cold turkey can literally kill you.
Yeah,
that is not
serious.
An exaggeration.
Yeah,
quitting cold turkey on alcohol and opiates, you do not want to do alone. So if you're struggling, this is our PSA to you.
I think people do it alone because there's a denial and a shame, I think, around addiction, where it's like, yeah, don't do it alone.
Don't do it alone, girl. I went to rehab.
You gotta detox that. Detox.
You need to have people who can help you do it.
This is our PSA to you.
And listen, I'm no longer sober, but I actually now have the resources to understand where it stemmed from and why I drank the way I used to drink and like to party the way I partied. So if that's you out there, there are people who can help you. You should do it. That's our PSA. Back to Leslie.
To Leslie. So she, and thank you for that, by the way.
Yeah. We get serious here sometimes.
Yeah. I mean, and also that's why the movie's relatable. I think a lot of people, more people than others would like to acknowledge, actually are addicted to something in some way. So
more people are. They just, I mean, listen, people's phones are attached to their hands.
Yeah, there's just more like socially acceptable addictions.
Yeah, there are.
But let's see here. So she ends up getting kicked out by her son after she fully steals from the roommate.
Rude. And then she calls him chicken shit. She's like, you chicken shit.
Yeah, she
blames him.
Yeah, that's the addiction.
That's addict behavior.
Yeah. And she starts getting mean. And so it really comes to a head whenever she is partying with the neighbors. She uses the neighbors to for alcohol because she doesn't have any money to get any. So he kicks her out while she's like blackout drunk, and she just starts walking.
Oh. Does she ever?
Oh wait, no. He hooks her up with with the couple who raised him, basically.
Dutch and Nancy,
and enter Allison Janney.
Dutch and Nancy. The son basically is like, okay, you have to go. I can't do this. Gives her like $50 and says something very scathing. I hope this fills your cup. And the next thing you know, she's getting off of a bus in the middle of BFE, Texas.
Yes, that's very true. She was like mostly in the Fort Worth area at the time, and now she is in the boonies.
Yeah.
And it's her hometown.
Yep.
Where it's the town in which she won the lottery.
Yep.
And she is definitely a fall from grace kind of situation. And so Allison Janney does not want her around, but they are doing this for the 19-year-old that they helped raise. They have kindness.
Yes.
But to a point.
Well, they're also...
They're country.
They emphasis on the cunt, because they are country, but like they are... Yeah. I get that they're upset at the situation, but also you can tell the son no, because they did it as a favor. The son called them and was like, can you take care of my mom? They can say no. Don't bring someone into your home and then like, obviously they're helping her, and you can set rules and boundaries. But if you're going to be pissed the whole time they're there, don't even invite them in. Yeah. Cause they're better off on the street.
Yeah. Cause like their friend group starts like ridiculing Leslie. They know her from the past, and they kind of like, but they all sort of hate and resent her because of what she did to her kid by leaving. And
but also it's really crazy because they were all having a ton of fun on her money. They took advantage of her while she had the money. And then the whole situation's messy. And that's very small town. That feels very small town.
That's a very small town. And so she keeps finding more ways to go to the bar and drink until she is blacked out.
Yeah. And then she gets kicked out of Dutch and Nancy's.
Yes, she does. And because she is drinking and she said that she would not. And so she is literally on the streets now.
Yep.
Some time goes by and she is sleeping in abandoned buildings around town. And she ends up sleeping outside of a hotel.
Yeah.
And the hotel manager, which I forgot his name,
Marc Maron.
Marc Maron and his friend.
His name is Royal. It's Royal,
yes.
and it's Royal. And what is the character's name? Sweeney.
Let's call him Mark.
It's Sweeney and Royal.
Yeah. Sweeney and Royal. Yeah. They. Sweeney takes a compassionate liking to her, and after she leaves behind her iconic pink suitcase, and she keeps coming around to look for it. And so, and whenever Andrea Riseborough is at this phase in her journey, I'm like, she is street urchin.
John, she plays it so well.
The way she is like hovering around all hunkered over.
Yes.
I'm like, you have it down.
I don't know how she figured out how to play. And it's so natural looking. I'm like, what?
It's like, not, what? It doesn't look like a performance. The whole thing doesn't look like a performance.
This movie doesn't feel like a performance. It truly feels like you're watching someone's life.
Yeah. And so long story short, through this interaction, she is taken in by Sweeney and Royal, and she does get sober at a certain point after she has it comes to a head at a
John, I love the scene at the bar.
Oh,
it's not
bar,
just it's at the bar. She's sitting there and that song comes on saying, "Look around you. Are these your friends? Is this really where you want to be?" And it slowly pans up to her, and you can notice this realization in her head. She's like,
That's called a moment of clarity.
She had this moment of clarity while this music was playing. And I do not know. I was like, oh.
She wasn't even looking for that moment either.
No, because when the lyrics came on, you could hear her say, "Is this some kind of joke?"
Yeah.
And nobody looks at her. No one acknowledges her. And it's because in her head, she was like, this song is speaking to me right now in this moment.
Yeah. It's because it's that moment where she even realizes that she knows that this is not a sustainable life.
Nope.
Yeah. And so she has that realization. She does get sober. And before we totally run out of time, let's hop, skip, and a jump to the ending. So in her, she ends up just, resolving a lot of internal strife and issues. And she knows that she just needs like a purpose of some kind.
Yeah.
So there's this abandoned ice cream shop across the street from the hotel that she is living and working at with Sweeney and Royal. And it's a place that she had oftentimes slept inside of.
Yes. And she has called it home and probably her bathroom more than once.
Yeah. And so she's like, hey, can I have that? It's like, I guess it's on the same property or something like that.
Yeah. It's Royal's family's property. So,
okay. She's like, can I have the ice cream shop and turn it into what I was gonna do with that $190,000 and make a diner? And he's like, yeah, sure. And she's just like, okay, like, thank you so much. Also, why are you being so nice to me? And they form a relationship.
They start macking it, which I thought was cute. And I was like, good for them.
Yeah, I thought it was really cute too, until I remembered that she had just woken up from inside of that place on the ground.
Yeah, but you also have to consider
love. Love
is love.
Love is love.
Love is love. So
live, laugh,
love,
lie on the ground and fall asleep.
That's so wild, but you're so right for real.
Yeah.
And they were macking it. I was like, brush their teeth.
I was like,
no, because I think she was fully sober at this point.
Yeah, she was fully sober. She had ordered drinks at the bar, but rejected them. So,
she did.
Yeah, so she is committed.
A country hottie. John,
You want to know what that character's name is? Actually,
it was,
in the script.
It's Sexy Outlaw or like Handsome Outlaw.
Sexy Outlaw.
Is it?
Yeah.
John, I only know that because I clicked in on
Handsome
Amazon
Outlaw,
Handsome Outlaw to see who the actor was because I was like, who
are we dealing with here?
I'm like, who is this?
Matt Lauria. Great face.
Hey.
A great face.
So good for him.
Yeah. He's going places.
Honestly, down.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Good.
Yeah, I already set it up.
So anyway, Matt Lauria, come on the show.
Yeah, just come, please. On the show.
And so we skip to like 10 months later, and it's their grand opening of the
Lee's Diner,
which it was supposed to be, and so nobody comes,
which is really sad.
Yeah, but I mean, it is the middle of nowhere.
It is the middle of the nowhere.
It's like outside of a small town.
Yeah.
With like, yeah. And so she is of the opinion that fucking Allison Janney was like, she has like the power of social influence.
She kind of does, which is weird because she is, and she even the character carries herself in this way that it's like,
yeah,
she does have influence.
She's the mayor of Hicksville.
Yeah, pretty much. Even though not official, she does run that bitch.
Yeah. And whenever I say mayor of Hicksville, I'm not punching down because I'm from there.
We both grew up in very tiny towns.
That's a lateral punch.
Yeah, that is. You know what? I already know who you all are. I'm the same as you, and I'm trying my hardest to not be that.
Yeah, exactly. I am Leslieing out of there.
Yeah, I'm not trying to be better than you. I'm just trying to not be you.
Yeah, I've been trying to escape my whole life.
Yeah, right. We get it. That's why I love these small town movies because it's too relatable.
It's very relatable. Yeah,
you're like, I grew up there. It is Hicksville. They are shit kickers. It is. That's it. It's church and it's drinking.
Yeah, they are the kindest, most judgmental people in the world.
The worst type, too.
I know.
The worst type of person. Just call me an asshole to my face.
Yeah, like don't do favors for me and then totally drag me through the dirt and think I'm going to hell.
Yeah, no. So the worst.
But anyway, so at the very last moment, Allison Janney shows up.
I love this moment. John, this is truly, I was like, interesting. Okay, Allison
Janney.
Janney.
You tell us how it goes down.
I just want to tell you this. So I don't want to take it away because I feel like you have a better hand on it.
No, I don't.
Okay, well, here's the thing. At the very end of the night, they're about to close up. Andrea Riseborough, she steals a flask from Royal, who is asleep in the back, and she is contemplating drinking. She goes back inside. Allison Janney shows up, and they have a little bit of a word tiff, but they also kind of come to an understanding. Yeah. Allison Janney's pissed because Andrea Riseborough left her son to be raised by them and without a peep, without nothing. And so basically they're never going to forgive each other, but they're going to drop the feud. Now, Allison Janney orders 2 specials, and Andrea Riseborough is like, well, are you here with Dutch? And she's like, no. Then she goes, turn your head and wipe your face off. And in that moment, you realize that Allison Janney has brought Leslie, or Leslie's son, to the diner.
Yeah, and it's sort of water under the bridge, or the beginning of a repairable situation.
Yes, which movies don't make me tear up very often, but this it gave me a little bit of a soggy, sappy eye.
You know, I love a soggy, sappy eye. It's kind of like a smoky eye, but just a lot wetter. Yeah,
it's weird because every time I blinked, it was flicking liquids onto my glasses. And
that's a very watery eye. Whenever
it's just a little bit of a watery eye. Just because I was like, you know what?
You're like, why is my face all wet?
Yeah, I was like, I said, I'm peeing out of my eyes.
Why are my eyes leaking?
And so but I thought it was really nice. I thought that whole scene was super heartwarming.
You know, I did too. And then I kind of had like a sort of a disembodied situation with it. I was like, yes, it's pulling at my heartstrings. I'm getting a little misty in the eyes myself. However, for me, it was a little bit too wrapped up in a nice, neat bow.
It was. See, and that's the thing. John, it's so weird you say that, because at the end of that, I was like, the ending felt Lifetime.
It was like Lifetime. It was Hallmark.
The ending felt, yes, Hallmark, not Lifetime. Lifetime is when the boyfriend kills the girlfriend.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Hallmark, this was very Hallmark.
It's like Daddy Doctor.
Yeah. That's Lifetime.
Daddy Doctor Danger is a Lifetime movie, I think.
Honestly, I think you and I talked about that once too. They have the craziest premises to movies.
It's almost like softcore porn for women with like a storyline, and there's always murder.
There's always murder. There's never not a murder.
Like a sexy stalker.
Yeah, it's so crazy because like Lifetime is literally built on abuse.
Right. I know it is. It's crazy.
Every single one of their shows or
abuse,
movies,
alcoholism, but all taking place in the suburbs behind the scenes.
Always the suburbs. It's always housewives. It's
but the nice suburbs. You know, like aspirational suburbs.
And Lifetime is truly only for white people.
Yes. I don't know. Actually, I don't know. Oh, yeah. Oh, yes, it is.
It is a white person station.
I forgot because yes, very much so. And heteros.
No, they
started doing gay stuff, and then that's why the girl from
Candace Cameron,
yeah, she did like a spin-off channel, was like, you know what, we're not going to do any of that gay shit.
Yeah, she's in like she went to literally a faith-based channel. It's like, girl, bye. No one cared about you anyway.
It's like your career was over a long time ago. And yes, you may be making bank over there, but you don't have to be an asshole.
No, at least have some freaking dignity.
Yeah, crazy.
Whatever. I love I love JoJo Siwa calling that bitch ass out.
Yeah, she's a horrible person.
But yeah, so movie's over. They wrapped it up in a nice, neat little bow.
It was tonally off for me.
Yeah,
the ending was off. It did not match the rest of the tone. I'm like, this is really sort of giving me like a reshoot vibe, and I hope that wasn't the case.
Honestly, it's weird that you say that too, because when I'm sitting here and I thought she was going to drink out of that flask, I was like, girl, don't do it. You've worked too hard to get where you're at. Do not take that drink. You need to stay sober, at least for the time being. And so she went in, and I kept thinking, how is she going to spiral? I kept thinking she's going to spiral. I also kept thinking she was going to get hit by a car while she was walking to the bar every night.
I think that was a very real danger and a very intentional directorial choice.
Like she was going to get hit by a car constantly.
I mean, we've seen those people like you're driving on the road and you see just
our friend hit someone.
Yeah.
Who was drunk and unhoused. An unhoused person who was intoxicated that was literally 25 feet from a bar in a grungy motel.
These things happen. Yes,
John,
they are stereotypes. Yes, they are.
But they exist because
they are archetypes that are sometimes very accurate.
I remember when she called me, she said, I just killed somebody. And I said, girl, what?
Yeah, that's trauma right there.
Uh-huh. And it was a real story, and it all happened very quick.
Yeah.
So
yeah, that's very sad.
But it's also very small town, which is why every time she walked on that road, I was like, she's going to get run over.
You're going to get run over, and that's going to be your obituary.
But you're right, though. Like the end of it was kind of like it was wrapped up in this neat package, which good for them because it did actually give me a little bit of sprinkles.
Yeah, it was an uptick. It ends on an uptick after an entire movie of despair.
It was honestly despair, which I think which I think is why I liked so much the end, even though it didn't really fit the tone. Like you said, I agree with you.
It doesn't give you like Charlize Theron and Monster, that kind of like a sad, bleak ending.
John, talk about like the whole time her life was trash.
And it ended badly.
Yeah, it ended in a prison in an electric chair, I'm certain.
Yeah. I liked this movie.
I liked this movie too. I don't give this movie a 10.
No, I do not. I liked it. I think it's okay, but it does have its flaws as a movie as a whole. But it's Andrea Riseborough's all the way. Like she's the reason to watch it and to keep on watching it.
Allison Janney, also best supporting actress in my opinion. She should have been nominated, because like if Andrea Riseborough, Allison Janney was so incredible in this. She can act her fucking face off, dude.
She can just like basically do anything.
Which is so crazy, because she was in a sitcom called Mom, where she turned out to be really amazing in a sitcom, but like she has so much range.
Yeah, she can do absolutely anything. She can do anything everywhere all at once.
John, it's Gay Super Bowl is tonight, and are you going to be watching it?
I'm definitely going to be watching it. I watch it every year.
Okay.
I am an awards. I love the awards shows. It's weird. I don't know why I do.
Because they're fun, because they're entertaining. So, obviously you guys are going to hear this on Tuesday, but we are recording it on Oscar Sunday.
Yeah, I'm predicting Andrea Riseborough, because I want to live that fantasy. I want that to come to a reality where she just like throws shade at everyone.
Best actress for me, not for me, but who I do believe is going to win, Cate Blanchett. I don't think they're going to give it to Michelle Yeoh, unfortunately.
Yeah.
Even though I think she absolutely deserves it, but I truly believe.
I think everybody in that category deserves it. So I'm sort of rooting for like that scandalous moment.
Yeah. You know what? It would be great for Andrea Riseborough to win. So I'm here with you on that. I hope she wins, but I do believe they're going to give it to Cate Blanchett.
Yeah. That being said, I would give this out of 10. Shaking, shivering Andrea Riseborough's taking a turd in the rain.
Yeah.
Outside.
Yeah.
I would give this. It's a 7 for the movie overall. Andrea Riseborough gets like a 20. It's crazy what she does.
I'm going to give it the exact same.
Nice.
I'm going to give it the exact same. And there's no other reason. There is another reason. When I was watching this, I was like, this feels a little choppy. There was a moment that felt choppy at the fair that I was like, when they were being really extra mean to her.
Yeah. I was like, this is unwarranted. We didn't track that enough for me at all.
No. And so for those reasons, like those little choppy parts, but for real, acting wise, Andrea Riseborough, holy shit.
Yeah, she did not come to play. She came to work.
And she came to win.
She did not come here to make friends.
No, and she did not along the way.
Andrea Riseborough, come on the show, but you're fancy. You're too fancy for us. I'm sorry.
No, girl. No.
You know, you can slum it in this movie. You can slum it with us
here
on Mean Girls Interrupted.
Fam. You're an actor. Come and act like you are cretins as we are.
So with that, everybody like, rate, review, subscribe, do all those things. Email us at meangirlsinterrupted@gmail.com. Go to www.meangirlsinterrupted.com. My name is John.
My name's Travis.
And we're going to have to go see you at the movies.
Roll the credits, you two empty vodka bottles underneath a mattress that are like, hey, what the fuck, when they get thrown against a wall.
Sorry,
No, I loved it. How did I get here?
Goodbye.
Bye.